She took a break to find herself slept with other men for 6 months, came back begging. I said number, hello everyone. Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's begin the video. Using a throwaway for obvious reasons with certain specifics modified to preserve anonymity. I'm gonna tell you a story about a girl named. She decided to take a break from our relationship to find herself. During that time, she was hooking up with other guys for about 6 months, and when she finally came back, she was begging me to take her back. I said no. The fallout from that left her speechless and served her exactly what she deserved. I need to get this off my chest because holding it inside has been eating me alive. For 5 years, a 29-year-old guy, poured my heart into building a life with someone who threw it all away for some misguided self-discovery trip. Her name's Jessica and she's 27. Before all this happened 6 months ago, I genuinely thought she was the one for me. We crossed paths when I was 24, having just got promoted to assistant manager at a tech startup, while she was fresh out of nursing school, pulling grueling shifts at Denver General. I remember thinking she was out of my league, incredibly beautiful, compassionate, saving lives while I was just managing paperwork and spreadsheets. It's funny how things change. By the time everything fell apart, I was making around $95K as the office manager, leading a team of over 20 employees, while she was earning $72K and constantly complaining about burnout from the ER. Money was never a serious issue between us. I covered most of our bills so she could save her cash. I wanted us to build something real together. But about 3 weeks ago, she came home after a particularly rough shift. A kid had died in ER and she was visibly shaken. I did what I always do, held her as she cried, made her favorite dinner, ran her a bath. Same old routine, but I could tell something was different that night. She kept looking at me like I was a stranger. Finally, after her third glass of wine, she said, "I need to talk to you about something." Her voice was shaky. My gut knew before my head did. You know that cold feeling when the room drops 10 degrees, when your body's ready to fight or flee even though you're just sitting on your couch. I need a break. Those 3 words hit me harder than any punch. I asked what she meant. Were we breaking up? Was there someone else? Did I do something wrong? She said, "It's not you," but I wanted to roll my eyes. That line, I don't know who I am anymore. Between the hospital, us, and everything else, I've lost myself. She told me she needed time to figure out who Jessica was without being someone's girlfriend or someone's nurse. The suitcase by the door should have been a red flag. This wasn't a discussion. It was a notification. She'd already made up her mind, packed her things, and decided I wasn't part of whatever journey she was on. I didn't beg, my pride wouldn't let me, but every part of me wanted to break down. Instead, I asked practical questions. How long? Where would she stay? What about our lease? What about us? She kept saying she just needed time, maybe 6 months, and that she'd stay with her friend from nursing school in Aurora. She insisted it wasn't about anyone else. She just had to do this for herself. That night, she left with 2 suitcases and 5 years of my life. Left me alone in our 2-bedroom apartment in Capitol Hill, surrounded by her stuff. She didn't bother to pack her scrubs in the laundry or her coffee mug in the sink or her hair ties everywhere. I'm not someone weak. I manage a team, make tough calls daily, fire people when necessary. I'm used to handling pressure. But that first night alone, I sat on our bed and felt something inside me just break. Not my heart, that's too poetic, something deeper. Like when your system crashes and you haven't backed up the data. The next morning, I did what I do best. I compartmentalized and threw myself into work. Showed up early, stayed late, kept busy with projects. My team probably wondered why I suddenly cared so much about every tiny detail, but they didn't ask. It's been 3 weeks. Now and every time I come home, the apartment feels like a museum of our relationship. 3 weeks of mutual friends asking where Jessica is, and me having to explain she's taking some time to herself. 3 weeks of obsessively checking her Instagram every night like a damn addict. And that's where things get worse. Jessica's Instagram had been mostly photos of her in scrubs, exhausted selfies after shifts, pics of us hiking in Rocky Mountain National Park, dinner dates, normal couple stuff. But a week after she left, that all changed. First, she started posting new workout pics. Maybe she's hitting the gym to cope, I get that. Then she posted photos from nights out in dresses I'd never seen before, at clubs we'd never been to, dancing with strangers I didn't recognize. It's fine, right? She's exploring herself, finding her path, whatever that means. But last night I saw a post that made me write this entire story. Jessica in a bikini that I definitely didn't buy her, on a beach in Miami with some guy's arm around her. The caption said, "Sometimes you have to lose yourself to find yourself." Her nurse. Friends in the comments were hyping her up. "Yes, queen, living your best life. You deserve this." But what does she deserve? A vacation she couldn't afford when we were together. That bikini probably cost more than she used to spend on groceries in a month. The background had bottle service and party vibe. I'm not stupid. I know what finding yourself really means. It means wanting to hook up without guilt, living some fantasy she saw on social media, without the boring boyfriend who actually cared about us building a future. My friends keep telling me to block her, move on, focus on myself. And I have been. Crushed a huge project presentation yesterday, got hints about a new senior manager role opening up, and started hitting the gym at 5 a.m. before work. I even cleaned out her side of the closet and donated that stuff to Goodwill. But what's really eating me alive is this: she's coming back. They all do. When the money's gone, when the attention from those other guys dries up, when she realizes that finding herself is just another way to make stupid choices, she'll show up. At my door, tears in her eyes, apologies on her lips, promising to do better. And when that happens, I need to be ready not to take her back, screw that. I need to show her what she threw away, what she could still have if she hadn't walked away after 5 years of love, stability, and growing together. I'm not naturally vindictive. I build teams, solve problems, create solutions. But there's a part of me, a part growing stronger each day, that wants her to feel what I'm feeling. To understand that some bridges, once burned, can't be rebuilt. They just leave you stranded in your own mess. So for now, I'm focusing on me. But I'm also watching, screenshotting, documenting everything, because when this all explodes, and it will, I want proof. She wanted to find herself. Fine. But she's going to lose everything else in the process. And then, 3 months later, I posted an update from Denver. Man, the support I got from that last post was unreal. For those asking for an update, strap in. These past 3 months have been nothing short of a in-watching. Someone self-destruct. Remember when I said Jessica was finding herself? Well, apparently, she's a 27-year-old with the decision-making skills of a drunk college kid and the spending habits of someone who just hit the jackpot. Let me give you the play-by-play. Month 1, she was exploring. Moved from Aurora to a fancy studio in Lodi that I know costs at least $12, $0 a month. Started posting gym selfies from some elite fitness club on 17th Street where memberships go for $200 a pop. She bought a wardrobe that make a TV housewife jealous. Month 2, she's living her best life. Went to Miami based on her stories. It was a week-long binge. Scottsdale for a wellness retreat that was basically a pool party with Instagram models. Started sharing cryptic quotes about growth and knowing your worth. Her iPhone, MacBook, and everything else magically updated. Then month 3, the mask slipped. The exclusive dining pics slowed down. The same few guys appeared in her stories. Went from fine dining to bottle service in sketchy clubs. And she posted a story about how exhausting her journey has been, practically sobbing. The thing is, I knew her savings, weed. Planned our finances together. She had about $15, $0 saved max. But I crunched the numbers. She's blown through at least $25, $0 in just 3 months. The math only makes sense if those random dudes are bankrolling her. While she's out gallivanting like she's got a trust fund, I'm building an empire. Got that promotion I mentioned, now making $115K plus bonuses. Moved into a sick loft in Reno, and bought the S5 I'd been eyeing for years. I've been dadding casually, just reminding myself that women don't have to destroy relationships to find themselves. My Instagram paints a picture of success. New car, new apartment, team dinners at fancy restaurants, weekend trips to Aspen. No thirst traps or fake inspirational quotes, just a guy living his real best life. That's when I started getting texts, first from her friends. "Hey, how are you doing? Jessica told us you got promoted, congrats." Testing to see if I was still hung up. Then came the accidental messages, "Sorry, meant to send this to someone else," at 2 a.m. 3 times in 1 week. But last week, she really screwed up. See, nurses have standards. Professionalism, integrity, you know the basics. And when you're calling in sick to party in other states and posting evidence on social media, her supervisor follows her, so that was enough to get HR involved. She called me crying, genuinely crying, not texting or DMing, but actually calling like it's 2005. "I think I'm gonna lose my job," she sobbed. "HR wants to meet about my attendance." I asked why she was calling me. "Remember, we're on a break. I'm not her boyfriend anymore." I told her to be honest with HR and take responsibility. What I didn't tell her was I'd already heard from the grapevine Denver's medical scene is tight, and she was on thin ice. Multiple no-shows, coming in hungover, distracted. The nurse who used to cry over patients was gone, replaced by someone more interested in her next trip than saving lives. And her financial security. That adorable studio she couldn't pay for. She's 2 months behind on rent now. That safety net she threw away to find herself wasn't so safe after all. Meanwhile, I'm thriving, landing big contracts, lining up bonuses, and seeing a lawyer who owns her condo, drives a Tesla she bought herself, and thinks taking a break from a relationship to party is childish. But the crazy part, I kept every post, every story, every tagged photo, the photos of her with random guys, her Miami and Vegas posts, the captions about living her best life. Not because I'm bitter, okay, maybe a little, but because I knew this day would come. Her life's spinning out, and it's only a matter of time before she shows up on my doorstep. When she does, she's going to learn some bridges once burned don't get fixed. They just leave you stranded. So stay tuned, brothers. The final act is coming, and it's going to be epic. 6 weeks later, I posted a new update. Things got real. Turns out I was wrong. She didn't come knocking at my door. Instead, she came to my office. She knocked in the middle of a meeting with our CEO and some investors, big dollar guys discussing multi-million-dollar deals. My assistant told me, "Jessica's here, in the lobby, it's urgent." The CEO, who knows my story because we've gotten drinks before, just raised an eyebrow. I excused myself and promised I'd be 5 minutes. She looked rough, not homeless rough, but definitely survivors of days of tears. Designer clothes replaced with old yoga pants, a hoodie I recognized as mine. She said, "We need to talk." I replied, "Then talk," checking the time. "You've got 4 minutes." And then she started crying, really, ugly crying in front of everyone. The security guard was about to step closer, but I waved him off. Let everyone see. Let them witness what happens when you gamble with someone's trust and lose. She told me she'd lost her job over attendance issues, been evicted, maxed out her credit cards. The guy from Miami, married now, caught when his wife her. The Scottsdale guy, he only wanted her for bottle service. Now she's couch surfing with those same party friends who cheered her to leave me. She kept repeating, "I effed up. I effed up so badly. I just wanted to feel alive again." She said the hospital had me dragging her down, that she was in a routine she couldn't escape. But she jumped ship instead, fighting like she was drowning, and decided to swim away. And then she made her true intentions clear. She told me she saw my promotion, my new life, and thought maybe we could try again. That she's different, that she learned her lesson. But the truth, the only thing that's changed is her bank account. I looked at her, the woman I once planned to marry, who I supported through nursing school, who I held through every tough shift, every dead patient, every slip of doubt. And I felt nothing. No anger, no sadness. Just cold clarity, a man who knew his worth. I said her name loud enough for the lobby to hear. "Jessica, you didn't lose me. You threw me away. You packed your bags, walked out that door, and spent 6 months bawling with anyone who'd buy you a drink. You told everyone I was controlling, boring, holding you back. You posted on social about finding yourself while you were just chasing new DMs. Now, when the money's gone and the party's over, you want to come back." Well, she tried to interrupt, but I wasn't done. I told her I'd found someone. Someone who doesn't need to destroy a 5-year relationship to figure out who she is. Someone who thinks stability isn't boring. Someone building a life, not burning through savings for Instagram likes. She whispered, "Please, I have nowhere else to go." And I told her, maybe you should thought of that before leaving the one person who actually cared. I turned to walk away but paused for a second just to twist the knife. Oh, and Jessica, next time you want to find yourself, try looking somewhere other than between another man's sheets. Security took her out and I headed back to my meeting. I closed the deal. The CEO told me afterward I handled the interruption with executive-level composure. But we're not finished. See, Jessica made a crucial mistake. She forgot I'm not just good at spreadsheets, I'm strategic. Remember those screenshots I saved? They became even more relevant when she tried to spin her version of events. Posts casting me as the villain for abandoning her, acting like I was heartless for not saving her, like she dodged a bullet. So I did what any man with a purpose would. I set the record straight. I made a public Facebook post, tagged her and all our mutual friends. I clarified, "Let me set the record straight. You left. You chose wild nights over us. You cared more about Instagram likes than real love. You wanted to find yourself, but all you found was chaos." And I ended with, "I've moved on. The only cold thing here is the reality your choices have consequences. Good luck on your self-discovery journey. I hope you find someone who's worth your time." Today, her recent posts are still up: beach pics with strange guys, club videos, captions about living her best life while she's probably at some dead-end job in a ragged apartment. Her family and friends started asking questions now, fed lies about our breakup. Her nursing buddies went quiet overnight. Her elaborate social media, crumbling. Her sister even messaged me privately. Said she never knew Jessica was being emotionally abusive, controlling her money, and that they're sorry. Her father, a traditional Filipino guy who values honor, cut her off completely after seeing her shame the family name. And the kicker, the married guy from Miami, when his wife saw my post, she filed for divorce, named Jessica, and the whole thing is now in court proceedings. Turns out, there are real consequences for messing around with married men beyond just karma. Last I heard, Jessica had moved back to her parents' place in Colorado Springs. No job, no savings, no future. Just a bunch of social media memories and the terrible truth that she traded someone willing to give her everything for just 6 months of reckless partying. As for me, I'm in a different place, thriving, building a future with, planning a house in Cherry Hills, ready to start a family. She'll probably be serving champagne at our engagement party, and I'll tip her well because she taught me one of the most valuable lessons, that some people show you who they really are from the start. When someone reveals their true nature, believe it the first time. And I've found my queen, the woman who wants to build, not burn. The one who sees stability as strength, predictability as reliability, and boring as beautiful. Vanessa may have wanted to find herself, but she's still lost, serving appetizers to the life she walked away from. Thanks for sticking with me till the end. If you like this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.